गणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी मदेकबन्धुमत्सङ्गे मद्गुरो मन्महाधना मन्निस्तारकमद्भाग्यमदानन्दनमस्तुते असाधु साधुतादायिन् अतीनीच तारक हानमुञ्च कदाचिन्मं प्रेम्णारित्कण्ठया स्फुरः ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय Hare Krishna. So today we are continuing reading from Canto 3, Chapter 12, Creation of the Kumaras and Others. Text number 12 through 14th. So there is no purport to text number 12 and 13th. I'll read these two verses, then maybe we can read the 14th together, then I will read 12 and 13 afterwards. Okay. Go to text number 14, Prabhu. Yeah. Text number 14 is on the board. You can repeat. Grihanayitani namani sthanani cha sajoshanaha evhihi srija praja bahvi prajanam asijat patihi grihanayitani namani sthanani cha sajoshanaha evhihi srija prajabhuvihi prajanam ashijatpatihi grihanayitani namani sthanani cha sajoshanaha evhihi srija prajabhuvihi prajanam ashijatpatihi. Hare Krishna. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. Okay, what word meaning? Grihana, just accept. Etani, all these. Namani, different names. Sthanani, as well as places. Cha, also. Sojoshanaha, along with wives. Evhi, with them. Srija, just generate. Prajaha, prajeni. Bahuvi, on a large scale. Prajanam, of the living entities. Ashi, you are. Yat, since. Patihi, the master. Translation. My dear boy, you may now accept all the names and places designated for you and your different wives. And since you are now one of the masters of the living entities, you may increase the population on a large scale. Purport. Brahma, as the father of Rudra, selected the wives of his son. his living places, and his names as well. It is natural that one should accept the wife selected by one's father, just as a son accepts the name given by the father, or as he accepts the property offered by the father. That is the general course in increasing the population of the world. On the other hand, the Kumaras did not accept the offering of their father because they were elevated far beyond the business of generating a great number of sons. As the son can refuse the order of the father for higher purposes, so the father can refuse to maintain his sons in increasing population because of higher purposes. Srimad Bhagavatam is defined as spotless Purana, clean scripture. All the informations contained in this book are meant for helping people to attain self-realization and then ultimately the lotus feet of the personality of Godhead Govinda. So in this connection, Sri Maitreya Muni, he is discussing the opulence of the Supreme Lord. Why is it so required that we need to discuss about the opulence of the Supreme Lord? Because when we know how great our Lord is, then you can develop your attachment, your attraction towards Him, right? In the common human behavior, we have seen when we come to know about the greatness of Mr. So and so, then we generally become inclined to know more about him. Maybe sometimes would like to come closer to him if we can get some benefit from him, right? So, in the similar way, the opulence of the Absolute, the personality of Godhead, is being discussed through the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam to give us an opportunity where we can find our own desires, how we can also come closer to the Lord. That will definitely inspire us when we know how great He is. So this discussion about the creation subject is nothing but the description of the one of the opulences of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And in this connection, Brahma, who is the first living entity, was born from the navel of Garbhodakshai Vishnu, who was entitled for the secondary creation. And how did he do that? You can see, this is how you can understand. And Brahma was given in charge for secondary creation. That means before Brahma was entrusted with this service, the ingredients of the creation was already given to him by somebody. Just like we can take an example, you go to the kitchen. Tulsi Prabhu is cutting vegetable now, he's preparing to go and cook. Okay, so where did you get this vegetable from, Tulsi Prabhu? From the store here, right? The kitchen store. Somebody has kept it there for you. Now you are going, you are getting the vegetable, and you can get the spices and you can make your mind what are the items you want to prepare. So, but you are not the creator of these vegetables, what you are preparing now. You didn't get it. Somebody has given to you already. So you don't have to worry about, anything, just you prepare the vegetable for sabji. So similarly, Brahma was initially given with the ingredients of the creation by the personality of God. And then Brahma started creating. And so this is one way to understand how that personality is so great that Brahma, who has created this entire cosmos, what we see in our eyes today, and for which the ingredients was given by somebody else to him. Wow. And you see how this Brahma is creating. And very interestingly, you should know that this Brahma, who has been defined sometimes as the chief engineer of this universe, uh, we understand this language very well because we have so many engineers making big, big skyscrapers in this city. Uh, so, the engineer is proud of making 1, 2, or 10 skyscraper in his whole life. But you see what Brahma has created. So you can understand this Brahma who created this universe before he entered into his activity, his service, he prayed for the mercy of the Supreme Personality of God. Before he started his creation. That's how he was able to create this cosmos. So this is another way you can understand that how great Brahma is. What a wonderful cosmos he has created for our enjoyment. Sometimes people think like that. So beautiful world. But he didn't create just like that. There is a lot of background to it. Okay. And in this connection here, we are discussing the subject. Those who are coming new today, you should better have the grasp of the subject that Brahma, he created in the beginning when Brahma wanted to create, he created uh, avidya vritti, the functions of avidya. There are 5 functions of avidya that have been described. That is avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha, and abhinivesh. What is this avidya? Like this creation is being conducted under these functions. Avidya. Avidya means it has got 2 functions. One is avarana, another one is vikshepa. Means when the living entities are have forgotten about their real identity, they identify with the covering that is called dehadhyas. Deha means this material body. When we identify ourselves with this body, that is called dehadhyas, then we forget about real position, real identity of the soul. We are not this body, right? How to understand? Anybody can understand. Like if I ask this boy, can you show me your hand? Okay. Show me your head. This is your head. Where is your ear? Show me you. See? So you haven't seen yourself yet. This is your hand, your ear, your head, nose, eyes, everything you can show me. But you can't show me yourself, right? So that means even if you can show me, but you are different from hands, heads, eyes, nose, all these organs, right? You are not these organs. But unfortunately, when I said, show me yourself, then you saw this entire body. Like, that's me. Of course, people speak like that today. That is avidya. Okay, that means you haven't seen yourself yet. Asmita, aham buddhi means this body belongs to me. Sorry, this body is me, and whatever related to this body belongs to me. Aham buddhi. And then raga, gramya shokha bhogecha. People are very much inclined to enjoy worldly happiness. Okay? Dvesh, tat pratighate krodha. When there is hindrance to worldly enjoyment, people become angry. And then avinivesh, when the desires are not being fulfilled, they become angry and they go to such an extent, they feel like, oh, what is the use of maintaining this life? Better give up this life. That's how you can see there are so many people, they commit suicide. This is the effect. Huh? So this is how this world is going on under these impressions, right? We can see. And so Brahma understood that this is not a very beautiful creation. This is tamasi srishti. So he wanted to create, better creation. So therefore, he meditated, and from his mind, he created uh, the four Kumaras. And so this Kumaras, Sarga, it has been defined like when there are different times this creation take place. In the beginning of every day of Brahma, there is creation. And like we live for 100 years, right? The um, living entities, I mean to say human being in this age of Kali, they are entitled to live, survive for 100 years. Similarly, Brahma also lives for 100 years. Like this, you know, one day, second day, third day, then, after 30 days, 1 month, after 12 months, 1 year. Similarly, he continues for his life for 100 years. Then when he leaves his body, next time he takes birth, then again there is creation. So that means at the end of Brahma's day, that is called Kalpa, there is a creation. Then at the end of Brahma's life, when new life begins for Brahma, again there is creation. And we understand there are 14 planetary systems which is created, right? Up like Bhur, Bhuvashva, Namahatapa, Satyatya, etc. And downstairs, down also. So when Brahma's day completes, one day is completed, then there is a partial annihilation take place until Swarga, Bhuvashva. Then these Kumars and others who reside in the higher planetary system, Janamaha, Mahalok, Satyalok, they actually remain at that time. They don't get destroyed. So here we are discussing because this is a total discussion in nutshell given. That's how this discussion is flowing like this. So anyway, so here um, when these Kumaras were created, and Brahma wanted them to further expand the creation. But they said, well, they are Urdharetasa, they are not inclined to enter into Grahastha life because they were a Vasudeva Parayana. Their mind was uh, attached to Vasudeva, Moksha Dharmana, because they wanted liberation. Therefore, they didn't want to follow the instructions of Brahma in the matter of creating the universe, uh, populating the universe. So then Brahma became very upset with them, as a result of which this Rudra was born. And this boy was Nila Lohita. And this boy started crying. He wanted Brahma to designate his place and his name. Then Brahma said, okay, in this section, Brahma has already designated the place in the previous verse. There are 11 places where his residence is. What are those places? It is said, heart, senses, life air, the sky, the air, the fire, the water, earth, sun, moon, and austerity. These are the 11 places where Rudra resides, means you can see through these entities, Rudra become manifest. And then in text number 12, now he is going to give the name. What are the names? Manur, Manur, Mahinaso, Mahan Shiva, Ritadbhajaha, Ugra Reta Bhavah Kalo, Bamadeva, Rutabrata. So these are the 11 names. O Rudra, you also have 11, Lord Brahma said, my dear boy, Rudra, you have 11 other names. Manu, Manu, Mahinasa, Mahan, Shiva, Ritadhvaja, Ugrareta, Bhava, Kala, Vamadeva, and Dritabrata. Then not only he gave them a place to stay and name, but he actually also gave them their wives. O Rudra, in the next verse 13, you also have 11 wives called the Rudranis, and they are as follows: Dhi, Dhriti, Rasala, Uma, Nyut, Sarpi, Ila, Ambika, Iravati, Shodha, and Diksha. After giving them the name and places and his wives, their wives, now in text number 14 he's saying, Gyanaitani namani sthanani cha Jaho. Sojoshana. Sojoshana means with your wives. Now I have given you names and you have got your place. And Evi Srija Praja Bhovi. Now you fulfill my desire. You start creating. So Prabhupada is giving a very beautiful purport in this connection. He's saying that it is natural that one should accept the wife selected by one's father, just as a son accepts the name given by the father, or as he accepts the property offered by the father. This sentence has got a lot of insight. In this world, we see every father, whether they're coming from Hindu background, Islam background, Christian background, irrespective of what their culture or what the religious principles they follow, this is a kind of a common practice we see in the world, that when the baby is born, father gives a name to the baby, right? And for the rest of his life, that name remains. I have not heard, like, after father gives a name, then the boy will change his name afterwards. They just keep it. That is, father given name, family name is there, and father also, adds to it. And then in that way, the for the rest of his life, this boy, continue with this designation. I'm Mr. So and so. And throughout his professional career also, he is kind of earning so much money in that name only, father given name. Wow, such a beautiful thing, huh? And similarly, Prabhupada is saying that not only father gives the name, uh, father also selects the wife for the child, for the baby, for the boy. Hmm? Of course, when we read such kind of statements today, people have no clue what does it mean when the entire world is running under the impression of, okay, you like somebody, just accept him or her as your life partner. Just lead a life. Just pass your life. Why do people think like this? Because there is no education that a girl coming in the life of a boy or a boy appearing in the life of a girl is a responsibility to achieve higher goal, higher purpose of human life. It is not just to live together and enjoy our life. Unfortunately, people have mistaken this because they are not aware of the higher purpose of the human form of life, which they are supposed to attain by coming together. Therefore, they are taking it as a casual relationship. And sometimes they keep on changing also. But here it is said that just like father given name is not changed, the boy continues for the rest of his life. Similarly, father also selects the wife, like in this connection, Brahma, he selected the wives for the Rudras. And in the same way, when father selects the wife, father is not just going, what he likes or what he does not like. Rather, there is also a principle followed by the father thinking how I am going to make a decision on selecting the wife for my boy, and which will help him to attain the goal of human life. See, this is how father thinks. Therefore, father does not select the wife for the son on material characteristics. So how does he select? In our Vedic tradition, when the baby is born, we go to an astrologer and we ask him to make a birth chart, which is called horoscope. Huh? That horoscope speaks about that boy's life, how his life going to be, what is his nature. So if his nature is like this, then he should accept somebody of that nature, then they can cope up with easily and they can attain spiritual goal. So all these calculations are already defined in that birth chart. That means how two personalities can come together and they will live together to attain the higher goal. It have been already indicated in the birth chart, in the horoscope. So father, he takes the responsibility of collecting the horoscope from the girl's side, the boy's side, and they will study. See, this is how the marriage selection was done in the Vedic society, in the Vedic civilization. And we can see there was a lot of success. I mean to say there is success in the marriage. Not like today, people, they come together, they go to a court, okay? I like you, you have a beautiful body, you have a beautiful house, you have so much opulence, I have beautiful body. Okay, let's come together. Good education. We are studying in the same school, maybe, same computer science, whatever. Okay, I think it's a good match. But they are not able to see what's going to happen in future. After 2 days, they're going to meet with accident because they don't match actually. Their quality does not match. Nobody is making the study of these characteristics. Therefore, this modern world marriage life has been running into chaos. Huh? But here, Brahma, he said, okay, look, I'm going to select your wives. And he gave them. So this is how the human life will continue. And very interesting point Prabhupada is also making that or as he accepts the property offered by the father. I don't know what is the, maybe in this country also, if you are born to a particular, person, I mean, so you inherit the property of your father, right, Maharaj? As a son? Yeah, good. So in our, yes, boys and girls. Yes, that's also happening in India today. Yeah. Yes. To it applicable to India. So anyway, our Shastra says there is a verse Tattenu Kampam Susamiksamana Vanjana Ivatmakritam Vipakam Ridbag Bapubhir Vidhan Namaste Jiveta Jamukti Pade Sadaya Bhak. Just like here, it is said that a son naturally he inherits the property of his father. What is the qualification for the son to get the property of his father? He should be a good, well-behaved? No, not necessarily, right? Even if he has been torturing his father, after his father leaves his body, he will go to the court and fight to ensure that he gets his share back, right? Anyway, so as long as he survives, he gets the property of his father. He gets his share. That's it. In this connection, we are also being reminded that Krishna says, Aham bija pradapita, bija mam sarvabhutanam vidde. He is the seed-giving father. Means we all are his children. That means if we are his children, then naturally we have inherited our father's property. So what we have to do? We just need to survive. Means you need to survive in executing devotional service. That is the real survival of the living entities. Not that we survive in this world by taking material facilities and spoiling our life, finally clearing our path to hell. Huh? No. So when we survive by performing devotional service, then automatically you become the natural inheritor of your father's property. What is father's property? Father's main property is lying in the spiritual world, the kingdom of God. He is ready to give you his entire kingdom. How much are you enjoying here? We have small little house that is made of stone chips, right? Cement, sand, steel. You go there to your father's house, you will see Chinta, Mani, Prakara Sadma, Sukalpa, Vriksha. The house there is constructed with Chintamani, wish fulfilling gem. Huh? Can you imagine? And the trees there, they're wish fulfilling tree. You don't have to cook. Nobody wants to cook here in this city. Everybody is depending on hotel, right? They go to hotel. There you don't go to hotel. You want anything? Okay, tree is there. What kind of food you want? You want paneer sabji? Rasgulla? Okay, it's there. Just you have to desire from the tree. Can you imagine? That is your Father's place. That is what He is ready to give you. That's why He has given all this system that we, the living entities in this world, we should follow the perfect plan of our perfect Father. Our material father is supposed to follow the dictations of our perfect Father. Then he can be perfect to guide us in a perfect way. So in that way, when we follow our perfect Father, you also one day become Father. Then you follow the perfect Father. You had father, your father had his father had his father. So where it ends? It ends with him. He is our real Father. So when we listen to him, then our life becomes successful. So in this connection, we are studying this Bhagavatam, especially in this connection, we are studying this creation subject to understand the underlying principle of this subject so that we can ultimately develop our attraction, our attachment unto the personality of Godhead. Otherwise, it just remains like studying another storybook or philosophy. No, this is not just a normal book. Krishna Tulya Bhagavata. Bhagavat is Krishna himself. So you should be able to know how to see Krishna in every word of Srimad Bhagavatam. So therefore, we explain today that like Brahma, he selected the names and he gave the voice and he tell them, now you create. So similarly, by taking commentary from Prabhupada, we understood that it is the duty of the father that they take responsibility for their children to give them a place and get them married and also give them their property. All these amenities are given to the son just to help them become Krishna conscious, to take shelter to the lotus feet of Krishna. That is the purpose of this creation. Thank you all very much. You have any question or comment? Tulsi Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu, for your class. In regards to using charts for marriage, sometimes I heard from devotees, they are saying, so generally devotees from the West, I tried this system and still it didn't work. So that means it doesn't work. How are you going to respond to this attitude and to this statement?
Maharaj confirmed already. So no system works here now. When, our situation at the present moment in this age of Kali is like, the patient is lying on the deathbed, doctor is trying with different medicines, it looks like it's hopeless. Patient is going to leave his body at any time. Therefore, only solution is try to make them devotee of Lord Krishna. Because you see, this is also this science of astrology is meant to keep us in a comfort zone so that we can practice Krishna consciousness. Why horoscope study is done? Because they know that this is a compatible match. They can go well together. For what? To practice Krishna consciousness. That is why this study is being made. Most of the people in the world today are not practicing Krishna consciousness. So for them, it is essential. They should do that. But once you come to Krishna consciousness, If we simply focus more on practicing our spiritual life, that will bring us success. Even those who do this, this chart making in our Prashna consciousness society, they also say, so maybe you can say 80% success can be guaranteed, not 100% through this chart reading. Therefore, sometimes you can see there might be some breakage also. But in addition, we have a better solution that both husband and wife, the boy and girl, is trained in the science of Krishna consciousness. They realize this is not a you know mm, area where we are entering into just to enjoy our life. No, this is a responsibility we are taking. Husband understands that, okay, I am taking the hand of this girl, and my responsibility is to not only maintain his material needs, not only maintain her material needs, along with maintaining her material needs, I am taking the responsibility to maintain her spiritual needs. Girl also, she understands very well that we are in Krishna consciousness society. It is my responsibility to support my husband in his Krishna consciousness. This understanding is very concrete from the day one. And when they understand this and they come together to serve Krishna, any impediment on the path of their life will be smashed away. Because Krishna says, Yogo Kshemam Bahamyaham. He will protect. Whatever is lacking, he will facilitate. If there is anything lacking in the relationship, he'll say, okay, now you are serving me, I will protect you, don't worry. Therefore, in our Krishna consciousness movement, even though some devotees, they do take this advantage of screening their birth chart. They make a study of their birth chart and find their match. But at the same time, we tell them that, look, this is not going to give you 100% success. It is not 100% guarantee. But to be more sure about the success in your marriage life, you need to become a Krishna conscious grihastha couple. We have a complete package in our hand, but people outside, they don't have. Outside people, they go to some astrologer, they make some calculation, but that is not guaranteeing them that the marriage will be successful. But we have another tool in our hand that we can take advantage from. That's how we are very fortunate souls. I would say definitely we should make an endeavor. When you read the horoscope, it will tell you what is the success percentage. They will say this will be like 30%, 40%, 50%, 60%. They will tell you. So you go for the higher percentage. At the same time, tell the couple how they can become more serious in executing Krishna conscious activities while in Grihastha ashram. Then that is the success. Thank you. Okay. Okay.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Gopal Champu Prabhu.
I was
No.
just thinking about this point. You were mentioning of praying before we take up any endeavor. We see Lord Brahma praying here. So can you maybe elaborate more on the importance of doing this throughout our life? What the endeavors that we undergo in Krishna consciousness.
Very good. If I ask you, we know Brahma is the first created entity in this universe, and he is topmost Brahmana. Brahmana means Brahmana is a class who are intelligent. And Brahma is topmost intelligent person, being the topmost Brahmana. That means such an intelligent person, what he is doing, there's definitely a significance behind it. Many times what happens is we, the conditioned souls, become overconfident about our own position, our wealth, our status in the society, our friends. We feel this is the time when I can take help from my friend. This is the time when I can rely on my bank account. This is the time when I can rely on my wife, right? But all these things in this world are temporary things. And that cannot give you success. The real success is coming from the personality of Godhead. But now it is still not clear. You say, Prabhu, how can you say if I am being admitted in the hospital today, do you think your Krishna is going to come and pay my bill to the doctor? After 2 days, it's like, no, 200,000, maybe $2,000 bill. So who is going to pay? If I don't have bank balance, I don't depend on the bank balance. My dear sir, try to understand. There are two things. The life is two-way truck. One, like we know, this is a combination of spirit and matter, right? We are spirit soul. And this body is a material body. That means there are two needs to be fulfilled. One is need of the soul, another thing is need of the body. So when you are trying to satisfy the need of your body, which is a material body, maybe you can rely on some material objects in this world, and that is all right. But when it comes to protecting or securing the highest goal, highest wealth for the soul, you need to rely on Him, the Supreme Lord. Therefore, we the devotees understand well when Krishna says, Bhumira panalobayu khangmana buddhirevacha, this earth, water, fire, ether, and this, ego, everything, they are actually His energy, right? If these are His energy, if any success I am trying to draw by coming in contact with these objects of this material world, why not I connect with the source? And in the spiritual life also, any success I want to achieve, that is only going to be given by Him. That is under nobody's purview. Do you think anybody can guarantee you success in Krishna consciousness in this world from any material object can guarantee you? No. Therefore, a devotee's understanding is very clean and clear that any success any success I may get from the material objects, which is also the energy of Krishna, and the spiritual success which I am supposed to get, that is also being given by Krishna. Therefore, any endeavor I am going to take in my life from now on, first thing I should do is I should offer my prayers to Krishna, seek his shelter, his blessings. Then only I can attain success. So with this consciousness, whatever we do, even while doing our sadhana bhakti also, we don't think that my practice will bring success. No, his mercy will bring me success. With this thought, we should always remain dependent on him and pray to him. Thank you. Now time for prasadam. So I will conclude the class here. Thank you all very much for giving us this opportunity to read Srimad Bhagavatam in your saintly assembly today. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhyeva cha patitanang pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta koti Vaishnava vrinda ki jai.